Yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is October 18th, 2023. It's great to be back on stream. It's been a very frustrating 5 days here. Welcome to everybody to the Mike Ref Twitch stream here, AEW Dynamite edition. We got a very interesting show coming up tonight for AEW Dynamite here, but I guess I'll have to get back into why I wasn't on for the last 5 days here. For those that are watching on the YouTube channel, the wrestling channel, nothing's pretty much going to change. All the videos have been uploaded at the exact same time, and on that channel I haven't missed a whole lot. But on Twitch, I've been missing since Friday. So Friday, I got a note from my landlord that somebody else in the building had some creepy crawlers show up at their place. So they had to come and fumigate my place yesterday. So basically, while I'm working every single day, they decided that I needed to pack everything up when I get home. And I'm a bit of a pack rat, I think is the best way to put it. So I've literally had to take a day off work. I had to get everything organized. I actually got rid of a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be getting rid of a bunch of stuff now that I got the appointment done. Let me get straight on this here. So I get home yesterday, about 4 hours after they were supposed to have done. I come in and there's nothing changed. I talked to my landlord today. They said the keys they had didn't get into my place, so they just skipped me. So they got to do it again in 3 weeks. Oh, I'm a little pissed. I am a wee bit pissed right now because in 3 weeks we're going to have to do the whole damn thing again. At least this time I'm going to have everything packaged up and ready to go still. So once that's ready to go, then I'm not going to have an issue there. So that's a little into the window about why I've been gone for about 5 days. And I do appreciate everybody, all those that reached out and asked if everything was okay. Everything was okay personally, just had a lot of stuff to get done and didn't have time to stream. And basically I had everything in my apartment into one little jumble. So basically I could barely see my TV, let alone play anything on it. So, yeah, but we're back. Everything's back up to normal here. We're going to have a couple extra streams going on tomorrow and Friday. Might have a couple XL streams, as we call them. Tomorrow, I want to get in Threads on Lost Demons, see how far we can get on that. I still want to have that done for the end of October here. That is our spooky game of the month. And then Friday, odds are, it actually turned out rather well. The fact that Game 5 of the WNBA Finals is going to be there. We're going to get into our WNBA run and see how far we can get. Hopefully we get to the playoffs. And we'll see how things go. As I see special ads on TV directed at me for some reason. Go figure. But yeah, tonight's Dynamite. Let's switch gears here, because I know you guys are here for Dynamite. You're not here for my ranting and ravings about my personal stuff. So we got a very interesting episode of AEW Dynamite tonight. Tony Khan just announced earlier today that it's going to be a teacher versus student match with Emi Sakura taking on Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship, which I know a lot of people have been asking for Emi to get a little bit more screen time, and I hope that this match actually gives her a lot more exposure that she deserves. So, as well, we're going to have Jay Lethal again. Yeah, I think it's Jay Lethal versus Penta. Jay White versus Penta, sorry. They're working on Jay Lethal on I believe he's working Ring of Honor with Eddie Kingston right now. Sort of a setup there. We get the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal, so that's probably what's going to lead off the show. Winner of that is going to take on MJF for that ring, which has sparked the whole controversy of what happened last Tuesday with the roll full of quarters. I get it. Here's my thought on it. I get it. It wasn't exactly the most tasteful thing in the world. I just think we've seen a lot worse. I not defending it, saying it was good. I'm just saying that, at least within an hour of it finishing, they showed exactly that it was all leading up. Max went on and he showed that he had a special anti-Semitism conference that was being held by Robert Kraft to the New England Patriots. And that people are going to come rip on him on social media. They'll see her doing that. Maybe they can watch that and learn. So hopefully that helped out a bit for it. But we're also we're also getting a very interesting matchup that I'm really looking forward to seeing here in Kyle Fletcher and Kenny Omega. Now, Kyle Fletcher, one half of Aussie Open, is probably going to be on his own for the next 8 months because Mark Davis is currently injured. He did either fractured or sprained his wrist at Wrestle Dream, so that's why the title switch didn't happen there. I'd have to believe, frankly, that the title switch would have happened at Wrestle Dream if he didn't get injured. Just because they had such a squash match with Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the title change the next Saturday. So for me, it just makes a lot of sense that would be the case. So that's what happened. So now that we're going to get the standard interviews and whatnot that we keep having all the time here. Want to give a shout out to Adam Cole, who Chugs was able to get his first stream back from post-surgery, which was happening over the weekend. Ended up going through 8 games in 4 hours. Where he won today is the 65th anniversary of the first ever video game being released. So ended up I think the game was called Tennis for Two. Is the first ever game that was released. That was 65 years ago today. So shout out to Chugs for doing that. Hell of a job. I had it on the background as I'm trying to frantically get everything set up in the apartment here so we can get back to streaming tonight. So, but once again, everybody, just before we get started here, I just want to thank each and every one of you where you're checking this out live, video on demand, or on the YouTube channel. It's always appreciated. And yeah, we're chugging along pretty well here. The goal for the month is to get us up to 500 followers. So if you are new here and you're just hanging out, please hit the follow button. If you like what you see here, be notified instantly as to when I go live. I know I need to start pushing that stuff a little bit more here, but October is typically our follower goal month. November is our charity month, which I'm looking to set up with Jack.org once again for the month of November. And then December, we usually take it easy for the most part. I don't know if we have any real... I probably end up... I think we do a sub goal in December. So I try to have one goal set up for it. I don't like to have multiple goals here. Let's just focus on the one and let's get her to her here, because a little bit of growth, it's easier when it's a little more directional growth. So, but yeah, it's been a crazy week. Oilers are off to a decent start here finally, after they got shelled by the Canucks for 2 games straight. I know I don't talk a lot about the Oilers here or the NHL, and I know they're not on the old ticker down there, which I might add them back in there, but after their response to the jerseys and saying as elementary as the tape, which they contradicted their own rule, they put an addendum to a rule that they never changed the rule of. I know that sounds ass backwards, but they added a rule that they did decide to take out the other rules. So for me, it looked weird for me. So for now, I just kept them out of my ticker. I didn't want to talk about them a whole lot here. Excited we're getting game 4 of the WNBA final tonight. Unfortunately, it's at the same time, so I'll have to watch it after we're done here as we're getting the opening credits here. Once again, everybody, just as you're following in here, welcome. Good to see everybody here tonight. And I'm assuming we're starting with a battle royal tonight. They haven't shown the rings, so I'd figure that'd be the case. They literally are not showing the ring at all. Oh no. We're going with a singles match first. Okay. All right, welcome back, guys. Sorry I had to answer a little note there, but Penta coming out in the all-white tonight. Isn't it traditional that the guy who's wearing white all the time loses? Or is that just in title matches? Because I know Ric Flair's famous for that. But yeah, this is going to be fun. Jay White getting to work the lucha style tonight. I really wonder what... So they actually duct taped the title to Jay White's cardboard stand-up. That is pretty awesome. But the more they do with that title, the more I think it's not going to happen, so... Well, there's enough of that. Oh, no. They hit the standee. Somebody's not... Oh. So Jay bailed. Everybody else took the hit. Wow. That's actually really smart on behalf of White there. So it's going to be fun. We got White and we got all white. Jay White wishes he was MJF. Come on, buddy. Get a little bit more original sign there. You got to love it when the referee rings a bell on a double stomp, right? Thought you're supposed to wait till both people are standing in the ring. So yeah, that's going to be a fun full gear pay-per-view here with at least we know our main event ahead of time, right? And just a reminder, we will be doing a watch along here for the pay-per-view. We for the last show of the year, we usually don't have our sponsor available due to it being on a Saturday night, and the bars are being a little bit preoccupied with other stuff. So. Penta goes for the fear factor. It's his absolute... White just is like absolutely not nice. There's two guys in green suits wearing neck braces. They're actually wearing neck braces? I just saw the top hats. Oh, okay, the one guy does. I didn't see it on the other one. That is commitment to the gimmick. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I can see it now. How you doing tonight, Jagger? Hope everything's going well for you. Rated R rebuttal. Like, that's a nice alliteration, but I don't know how good that's going to be here. So I have to ask you guys, and Lance Archer act. Okay, so that's why they didn't advertise a whole lot. Sting's probably going to say that his last match is going to be at Full Gear. Sort of makes sense because he is from Venice Beach. That picture of Nick Wayne's mom is amazing. But yeah, we got Jay White and MJF here going on for the main title. I got a feeling Sting's last match is gonna be at Full Gear. Just a hunch, because there isn't much left for him to do now. The rated R rebuttal, well, here's the concern I have with Edge. The man formerly known as Edge. As you watch some of Edge's matches, or Copeland, either way you're going to hear from, same way there. His style is the WWE style. I wonder if he could adapt to the higher match rate pace that some of these guys will do in their matches. Or is everybody going to have to adopt the Copeland style of match, which doesn't get over as much with the AEW crowd? It could possibly on Collision, but not on definitely not on Dynamite. Nick's mom looks like an older CJ Perry. Let's just get you that in there right now. You know what the poll should have been tonight for bets? Is there going to be a mask thing with Penta? And that lasted all 3 seconds. Note to self, Jay White probably uses Velcro, because he sure as hell couldn't tie that up. Looking forward to seeing Kenny Omega versus Kyle Fletcher. It's going to be a barn burner. Absolutely. I was talking about that on the pre-show here, that this is probably going to be the biggest blessing in disguise for Kyle Fletcher, that he gets the fact that he gets all these awesome matches. He's gotten Bryan Danielson already. He's getting Kenny Omega this week. And it makes me wonder what else they're going to give him here as they're going forward. Gave him part of that tag match with Takeshita against Jericho and Omega last week on Dynamite, even though he was there to eat the loss. And Crowder, Papa Crowder, I hope you're doing well. When the rookies draw like Edge, they can dictate the pace. Hey, I will give you a gold coin for that one. Because, yeah, you're right. Like, I get it. And as much as I don't want Edge not to draw, that's the problem. I think there's going to be a bit of a hybrid. There's going to be a little bit of feeling out here with a lot of these newer wrestlers on how to do things here, because I don't know if they're going to totally try to keep things slowed down, but I don't know how much they're really going to be able to speed them up here. But yeah, Crowder, good to see you here tonight. Good to see everybody here tonight. I do truly appreciate having you all here. It's been 5 days of pain for me not to be able to join you guys here on Twitch, and I'm just glad I'm able to here. It's not like Edge still can't go. His last run had some pretty good matches with Sheamus, Finn, and Yes, that we were. I know we said that, you know, Copeland still has the body and the ability to go. But it's the style of match. Like, what you're noticing on Dynamite is, if you're getting that flashy style, if you're getting that more plotting style versus a flashy style, unless you can pick it up a little bit, you're not getting over as much on Dynamite. Collision, it's been a little bit more of the quote-unquote old school type matches. I'd like to see if Copeland can pick it up. Because that match with Luchasaurus, while it was still a great match, like, don't get me wrong, and the fact that it was Copeland's first match in AEW definitely got that over. It still to me just felt a little bit WWF-ish, for lack of a better term there. And don't get me wrong, when you're dealing with ex-WWF and ex-WWE wrestlers, you're going to, whether it be an adjustment period or whether it just be a style, you're going to see stuff like that happen all the time here, but well, there was also zero drama because there was 0% chance Edge was losing to a dinosaur man. I gotta get that gold coin ready for you all the time here. Seriously, Crowder. You make point after point after point. But yeah, I want to see where... are we ultimately going to get the Edge versus Christian match that we're all pretty much assuming is going to show up somewhere here? Juice coming up on the ropes, and then nope. What's AEW's big show? Right now, from what I've heard, best way to explain it, it seems like Double or Nothing is what they're going to be treating as their premier show. And All Out is going, well, All Out England's an exception here, of course, but All Out Chicago is going to be considered like their equivalent to TNA Slammiversary. That's basically the best way to figure that out. So could they hold off till May to get an Edge versus Christian match? I don't know. That's 2 major pay-per-views away and possibly 6 pay-per-views away, depending on what people are starting to think right now. Because there is a rumor that all right. I want to hear this chop. That hurt. It's funny. White's chops are never going to hear as loud because he's wearing a shirt. It's funny. As soon as I say it, there goes the shirt. I think this is the first time he's been shirtless out here. That made a sound. Oh, these guys. But that look on Jay's pretty much every time, I try to suck on a lemon. Not that I try to do that on a regular basis, of course, but, the hell? A spinning Death Valley driver? Is that what that was? Or do we call it an FA? Modified jackhammer? Sort of a combination between... Hey, Zodiac. Hope you're doing well today. you have fun on your recording tonight. If you guys aren't a subscriber to the Retro Hangover podcast, do yourself a favor. If you like old games, Retro Hangover, definitely worth it. I know it's so worth it to me, and I'm actually a patron for him. So, and I don't have many patrons right now. I'm a bit of a cheap ass when it comes to that stuff, but definitely with those guys, it's definitely worth it. So, shout out to Zodiac once again. Thanks for stopping in tonight. I do appreciate it. A sleeper suplex. I haven't seen a lot of things going on. That move should be called the F Valley Driver. You know what? That would make sense. Jesus! I love that Penta could pull out that Fear Factor out of nowhere. Just whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah, if you, just very quickly for you, I didn't. The damn exterminator apparently couldn't get the lock on my door to open. Because they felt it was a little stiff, so he didn't want to use the key, so he didn't even come in. I got to do it again in 3 weeks. And, of course, another distraction finish. Thanks to the Bullet Club. But, yeah, we'll talk about that on a future stream here right now. Because I know you got to get going here, so I'll keep you guys up to date on Buggate, as we call it now. So I do wonder if I wonder in this case, is MJF going to come out here and try to rebut everything that's happened here? Okay, here comes Jay White. He's going to talk, so I'm almost guaranteed. Oh my. Boo this man. Attaboy. He's like, yeah, whatever. Well, the crowd's unanimous under some phrasing. Well, guess what? Max will probably show up. I can see him almost interrupting this. Yeah, I like Shivani's point here. And I know I mentioned it last week, but I'm going to say it again. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Theft is the other 10th. So are they going to? Is the Acclaim just going to come out and accept on their behalf? Oh God. All right, so at least we know what our main event is tonight. It's the Battle Royal, so. Oh God. Well, at least he's got a good story. I mean, at this point, if Juice doesn't win the Battle Royal, it'll be a surprise. I'd love to see somebody else win it just to spoil it, but it... so there is no MJF here. Okay. Can't say that's the worst thing in the world right now. Because there's nothing more that MJF could really do unless he gets together with the Acclaimed, right? And of course, here he is. Just... Christmas color Renee. Yeah, that's true. So we're going to get a holy battle next week. Oh my, that was amazing. Like, you want to go through every hokey stereotype right now, and he just... That was awesome with Caster. Now, does Caster win? Or does Robinson and Caster sort of cancel themselves out here? Because that's another thing that could happen now, because normally when you go into a battle royal, you actually try to take a look at every... Like, we don't get a view of what everybody's involved, but typically you'll go in and see, okay, he's feuding with him, they're gone. He's feuding with him, they're gone. And usually you can get at least 6 to 8 people out of that. And with 12 people, then it takes your chances down quite a bit here. So it wouldn't surprise me if Robinson wins. It wouldn't surprise me if Caster wins, but it wouldn't surprise me that they take each other out on this one. But here's one other thing I like right now. And to me, it's especially important when it comes to that promo. It might have took 3 minutes, tops. If Roderick Strong is in the Battle Royal, it'll be interesting. You know what? I'll call the shot right now. And Jagger, you make a great point here. If Roderick wins the Battle Royal, I think Roderick comes in and wins it. I think he comes in and wins it. And I also think he wins the Diamond Ring. Here's the other thing. If Samoa Joe's in there, you could see Samoa Joe winning and then taking the Diamond Ring. I think whoever wins tonight, it has to be at the point now where MJF loses that ring, because does it really make sense to keep it on MJF every year? Like he's had it now 3 years in a row. And I get it. When you don't have a championship, you could say that's sort of your championship. But right now, I don't think that really applies a whole lot. Yeah, Samoa Joe has been doing those high life promos too. So for me, if Strong or Joe are in this matchup, I could see either one of them winning it. And honestly, Joe did say he was going to take everything from MJF. He's taking his friend now because of the injury in their match. Now he could take, like, I know that's completely unintentional, but hell, run with it. Oh, it's an eliminator tonight. It's not a championship match. So this really could go either way. All right, that just stoked up a little bit extra here. And they've moved the women's match to the 30-minute mark instead of the... So we're going to get Emi and Shida. If Emi wins... So I wonder if Aubrey's going to have to take the knee for Emi here at this point if she wins. But this looks like it's going to be a hell of a matchup here. And you got to know Shida's got a little bit extra incentive in this one just because she wants to show off for her trainer. I know a lot of people in the back have really wanted to give Sakura her props. And I don't know if you saw the reaction to Sakura when Shida won the championship. It was a YouTube video that... Oh, that was nice. These two look like they're angry at each other. I love it. Aubrey, get the hell out of the way of this one. Because both these ladies will hit you if necessary. Ow. Wow, okay. Coming in. Oh. That almost looked like something I would do in that situation. If somebody's coming to try flying with a cross body, like when you were playing the old WrestleFest game. That was a nice roll around there. But no matter what move you were doing, I'd always be the big boss man and just get the... No matter what's going on, you're just throwing out either a boot or a fist. It's not like you're trying to reverse a move or anything. And I love the fact that this match, they got... It's not going to be a typical match with these two. Especially since you haven't seen Sakura on the main show here on Dynamite for many a time, so... So you go into picture-in-picture here for the second time tonight. So if you guys are wondering, guys, ladies, etc., yes, the first hour of our stream is commercial-free. We play 3 minutes of ads before we get started here, so I can get that out of the way in a hurry so that you guys can enjoy the first hour free here. It seems like 2 big wrestling companies say it's a good idea to have that, so I figure why not do it with us too, so. So yeah, we're going to hear from Sting. We're going to hear from Adam Copeland. We're going to have Toni Storm is going to get it. I'm assuming it's going to be one of the 2 picture-in-pictures there. This is going to be a very interview-heavy second hour. Because frankly, we're going to get 2 squash matches. Because we're going to get Wardlow and we're going to get Lance Archer. And both those matches will last maybe 2 seconds. Or 2 minutes tops, sorry. The Battle Royal, I would say probably 15. Holy Jesus. Not holy Shida, because Shida's the one that's up on it right now. The power of Sakura here. And the balance, too. A lot of people think it's just straight power, but that has a lot to do with balance here. Could you imagine them pinning the champion inside picture-in-picture? To me, that would be pretty freaking not only hilarious, but amazing, so... But I will say this is probably one of the smoothest matches that I've seen out of both these ladies here in a while. Like, they just know each other so well. Like, I know it's teacher-student, of course, but there just feels to be some sort of special bond with these two. Until I see Sakura land right on Shida's face there. But I gotta ask you, chat, what is your biggest thing in wrestling this week that's gone on? Because we got a lot of things that have happened this week. Not only here in AEW, but Impact got their big card coming up on Saturday with Bound for Glory. We got WWE always putting on their great shows, getting ready for Crown Jewel once again. This crowd is trying to get behind Shida. I'm impressed. Is she pulling or is she... Oh, she's facing the other way. I thought she might have been biting at the same time. She is like, cameraman, get the hell out of the way. I'm going to get hit down the floor here. Okay, that was cool. Standing Frankensteiner, gotta love it. There's that high stack. I wouldn't be surprised if. Wow! That was that was cool. I know that in many ways, a lot of people will say that could be dangerous if it isn't done properly, but Sakura did a little variation on that power bomb that's a little different. Like normally you'd help bring the person all the way over and then let them go as they go down. She literally just let her flip, and that was cool. Hey Mel, how you doing? We're actually watching Emi Sakura and Hikaru Shida right now, which is doing absolutely fantastic here. Like you could tell these two have worked umpteen matches together. Like they've worked 11 matches together in AEW, but you can imagine how many more they've worked together in Stardom. Getting over a bit of a cold, yeah. How am I doing? It's been an interesting week, to say the least. Today was actually the first half day that I got my stream set up back together. There's the Falcon Arrow. Now that I'm glad everything's back together for at least a few weeks. Okay. I thought maybe they give Sakura the win here just so we get a little get another match out of this. But it's great to see Emi Sakura up on the quote unquote A show of AEW here. But yeah, physically getting better. Probably done more exercise in the last 2 days than I have in a while, just moving stuff around. It's got to be hard not to call him Edge all the time. But yeah, I do have to say, Jaeger, you're bang on. Renee does have the Christmas colors going on. Hell, WWF called them brothers at one time. So he, all right. So basically, the story for him is the fact that he just can't get out of the spotlight. An IT job in Southern Ontario? I don't think he'd be working IT. Or else he was the guy that developed the ENC podcast, one or the other. He'll end up taking the TNT title. Really? All right, squash match number 1 coming up here. Women, get your cameras ready. Screensavers, all that great stuff. Here comes Wardlow. I love the graphic. Crush Matt Sydal in 49 seconds last week. So Nemeth, well, Nemeth needs some help. Maybe he'll get some help in about 60 days. Oh, Jesus. To hell with it. You're done. Wow. Wardlow just gave the last ride and said to hell with it. Let's get out of here. Powerbomb Shivani. Come on now. So Wardlow. Okay. That was a rough sell by Shivani, but. And he's walking out the heel entrance. He's walking out the heel entrance. Oh, here we go. This match is going to get a good 20 minutes. Wanting that title again? Ha! Ha! Do you hear what he said there? If you didn't, he said 13 days, bitch. If you don't know what that means, MJF is 13 days from being the longest reigning world champion in AEW history. Which actually is pretty astounding if you ask me. But actually, Jaeger, you make a very good point here, and I agree with you. Everybody wants a piece of MJF. That makes a ton of sense, doesn't it? You got Wardlow wanting a piece. You want Samoa Joe. You got Jay White. You know Adam Cole's somewhere in here in the mix. Now Kenny Omega's coming up and talking about it. That's what you should have when you're the world champion. You should have 4, 5, 6, 7 people coming at you, all trying to get in line to beat you. Now it's up to Tony Khan to straighten out and see who's the guy that got the fire to get into that spot that's going to draw you the most money, right? Cole, Strong, Joe, Jay White, Wardlow, Omega. Yeah, like, and you can't tell me that there isn't more. Like, eventually when Claudio comes back, he's going to be there. Moxley's going to be there. Like, Moxley is going to want a rematch for the championship. Danielson's already been through it once, but you can't say he's not going to come back for it again. And who knows what happens if we end up getting a Nick Nemeth showing up. We could get him a chance for a championship here. The rest of this year, we get to figure out all these stories with a lot of the homegrown talent. Come Christmas, it is a gift party for a lot of people. AEW might premiere their version of Elimination Chamber to determine a winner. Tony Khan is a very big fan of tournaments. So if there's that many people, they're going to do a random tournament. Personally, I'd like to see them do something like that. I don't want them to start doing what NXT's coming up with here, because I didn't like it the first time it happened. I didn't like it when they rebranded it. But NXT is coming up soon to Deadline and their Iron Survivor match, which basically is a tag you're it kind of event, where once you pin somebody, you're it, and you have to get pinned to get taken out of the champ to move on and move around. And you know when it's hard enough to explain what the frickin' rule is? That's when you know that you're having a problem with the explanation of the match. There we go. Add up. Oh, God. Oh, God. Are we doing peanut butter and jelly now, of all things? So now they're going to do a montage to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You know what's weird when they're getting this over at this point? Like, seriously. One of my favorite pay-per-views ever was really old Survivor Series when they brought back. Oh yeah, the Ultimate Survivor match where they had. It was no, it was literally just Hogan and Santana against all the heels. I think there were 5 of them. Or no, sorry, it was Hogan, Warrior, and Santana. That's what it was. And Warrior got eliminated early because he got taken out. Adam! Yeah, that was Survivor Series 1990. I remember that one very well because they did it for 1 year and then everybody thought it was stupid that Hogan was once again beating everybody 6-on-1. Shivani literally spit before he said the word Don Callis. That is freaking amazing. Oh, so he's got new faces that he's just adding in the painting as he gets members. That's actually pretty cool. So now he gets to gloat over the fact that Jericho's out, which is probably because he has a tour. I'd say that, Don Callis is worse than the Texas Rangers, but unfortunately they're winning right now. Wait, hold on. Oh, bull. Send him on tour. What are you talking about? He's going by Will Hobbs now. No, I got, I got a feeling that's only when Callis is talking. The Powerhouse music came out last week. Sort of like Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, right? Bobby Heenan always referred to him as Paul Orndorff, and then Mr. Wonderful was a separate thing. So I wonder who's going to be the next one to go out here. And once again, audio issues. Shivani's got such a great sourpuss look on his face. Okay. Okay. So, do I see a tag team match coming? This is going to be one of those, all right, you want to say this? Prove it. Kyle Fletcher deceptively tall? Well, I guess I'm glad this is the way we can end this. But yeah, Fletcher being tall. The fact that we haven't got to see him a lot, that actually, I want Justin Roberts to yell, "By God, Omega." That's what I want to hear. My goal for the next year. Kenny by God Omega out of Justin Roberts. And then I want Adam Copeland to get a personal ring announcer from Tony Chimmel. Even if it's just once. The Rated R Superstar. You think Chimmel wouldn't do it for one night? It's my 60th birthday, so I get to sit in the front row. Nice. So we are 3 for 3 tonight in jump starts. This is the second of the third matches that actually let somebody get in the ring. Or sorry, even the Nemeth one was as well. So every match tonight is at a jump start. So somebody get over there and grab that t-shirt because I'm going to get very, It just annoys me when I see little details like that, right? There we go. Even if it falls into the ring, that works for me. Because the ref will get rid of it momentarily. There it is. So Omega's going to win. He's going to get beaten up, and then he's going to become a good guy. Fletcher's going to get beat in a very competitive match. They're going to shake hands. Callis is going to come down, beat the living crap out of Fletcher, and Omega's going to make the save. You see what Omega said? It's like, why am I doing stupid stuff like this? So after this match, we'll probably get Sting and then Toni Storm, and then we'll get the battle. We'll get the Toni Storm segment while the ring's filling up for the Battle Royal. We also do have to get the Lance Archer match, so. Wonder if AEW's got a camera big enough to actually fit everybody at the desk in one shot. I love how tunes changed rather quickly there with as soon as Fletcher comes out, he's like, no, Ospreay begged me to cover that match. Callis has got a very good point there. You know, one thing you got to do when you're taking on somebody that is definitely a lot bigger than you, and in terms of popularity, stature, somebody that's elevated to the level of a Kenny Omega, you got to remind yourself that, you know, he's just a person, a good person, but he's still just a person. You got to ignore the accomplishments. You got to ignore the sideshow that comes along with an elite athlete, and just focus on the task of what can I do to beat him. And sometimes that just works around, so they end up getting it. Well, that didn't work. So, question for you, chat. Do any of you still think that Kenny Omega will get the AEW World Championship? My personal opinion is it's going to be a while if he does. But at the same time, you also have to think that when it comes to Kenny Omega, he's got so many other people on the roster that can fit that spot. Like, there's so many great athletes here and so much brand recognition from all of them. I can see maybe getting one more run out of Omega, but right now there's way too many people that deserve a chance to run with that championship. I think the only reason I would think Omega would be one of the guys that gets that championship sooner than later is right around negotiation time for the new TV deal. Because while Jericho was the foundation for AEW getting their initial TV deal, I think Omega is big enough now that he could be that person that could be that figurehead for the company. Maxwell is as well. Don't get me wrong. MJF, for a lot of the stuff that he does and a lot of the controversial storylines that he's involved in, he might have a few black marks on him for what he did way back when with the Wardlow incident and the live mic the next night. or the next week, sorry, after the pay-per-view, in front of all the Warner Brothers executives, which personally, I feel that that might be it. A lot of these executives don't watch wrestling. Don't get me wrong here. They're not as educated in the business as much as we are. One experience is going to be enough to have them say yay or nay, right? That's why so many shows get canceled. A lot of these executives don't watch all the shows. It's either a numbers game, which right now, as much as people try to say how horrible the numbers are, AEW on a Saturday night is the number one program in their demographic, as well as also as part of cable television, period. It's just the numbers suck on a Saturday, straight up. Fletcher rolled out, and that didn't matter. Can you tell Omega's feeling a lot better than he used to? Like, for everything that he was out for after he lost the championship, like, it's amazing the road to recovery that Omega has done. And I appreciate the fact that he got the lower back instead of the upper back there. Because if you go the upper back, you might end up hitting the head. Jeez. The Don Callis curse. What a load of horse hockey. Very nice half and half suplex there. When I say half and half of it's in a half Nelson, the other half is trapped underneath. Fletcher's doing an absolute great job here, by the way. I think you guys would agree that Fletcher is definitely... There's something there with Kyle Fletcher. Like, it's tough to see that New Japan didn't see enough in him. Or see enough in them. Callis actually putting over Omega there for a second. Davis' injury didn't help either enough. Yeah, that's true. A lot of it had to do with Mark Davis's injury. And unfortunately now, Davis is probably going to be out, I would say probably summer by the time he gets back. After he injured his wrist at Wrestle Dream. But it's nice to see that somebody shows up and takes an opportunity, right? Don't ever mock Omega with his move. Oh, what in the world? Mel, I think this is more of... Well, I was going to say, you got a little more experience, see what's going on here than me on this one. Jesus! Omega pulling out the Poison Rana? All right, vintage Omega here. Surprised Fletcher didn't hit him in the nuts there for that one. You'd almost see him unintentional as he's trying to kick out. Just a little forearm shiver right up there. All right, now we're getting into Vintage Omega, even though, yeah, there it is. There's the V trigger, One Wing Angel coming up. This might be pretty straightforward here at this point. I don't care what happened. Oh my goodness. Dragon Sleep with the body scissors. Wow, that was... I thought that would be academic at that point. Block. Snapdragon. All right, I see this. This match is picking up where we need it to go. Cheers, son! It's about as long as we're going to get to use that tonight, so... Most protected move in wrestling right now, the One-Winged Angel. But that sell by Fletcher, my God. It worked better at full speed, not half. Like, yeah, like Fletcher is that good. Like Omega's great. A healthy Omega is, in my opinion, the best wrestler in the world. The problem is we haven't had a healthy Omega in a very long time, but Kyle Fletcher's got so much potential written all over him in so many different ways. It is amazing. Good old Don Callis. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Michael Cole, who booked off this week. So he's had his third, and he's going to have he had his third and his fourth coming up night in 25 years that he's not going to be on TV. Like he's missing TV this week due to personal. It don't matter. Uh-oh. All right, Danhausen, when are you coming? Like, soon enough. By the way, we do have some Danhausen emotes if you guys are interested at all. I don't know if they're subscriber emotes or if they're just follower emotes, but they are available there for you. Be nice to know when Danhausen's actually coming back, so... I have to find, I find it very funny here, though, too. It's something, I haven't been able to do a deep dive into it yet. I haven't been able to read the full thing on it. And maybe we could talk about it a little bit more next week. But just before Dynamite tonight, we did have the release of the PWI Women's 250. And the fact that there are just as many Ring of Honor stars as there are WWE stars, I find rather interesting. And yes, it's just a list, and the time frame is so specific because Jamie Hayter is the lone AEW exclusive talent that's on that list. We had Athena and Willow Nightingale as part of the Ring of Honor roster. So, and 2 Stardom ladies in the top 5. Like, and you know what? That sounds about right. But I will say, Rhea Ripley at number 1. I don't know if anybody can really doubt that. Bianca Belair, for the time frame that they covered, yes, I would agree with that as well. Because we even talked about here on the show quite often that we were getting Bianca wins lull. And that could dictate it. But yes, there is the top of Stardom. A lot of ladies getting involved in that situation. The Knockouts at Impact absolutely did a fantastic job in getting on that list as well. A lot of local talents as well. I do believe the highest that I saw in Alberta was Zoe Sager at 67, I do believe. Yeah, Rhea Ripley is known to people who don't know wrestling, and that is easily the reason why she can be at number one. Not only the fact she is a fantastic athlete, she has taken the gimmick and run with it. She's a social media fiend, which if you're not following her on Twitter, she will troll out people to no end. And yeah, and she knows what everybody wants to see. She'll throw up a thirst trap once in a while when she thinks social media is getting a little slow for her. So, and yeah, just well-deserved Rhea Ripley. Like that, I know that I believe Mel, you and Astrid should be coming up with another ladies wrestling showcase coming up soon. Her Instagram is a full-on thirst trap. Well, pretty much. Or it's either a thirst trap for guys or for Kathy Kelly, one or the other. All right, we're getting another squash match now. Should be soon. Yes, got a lot of time. I'm happy to see it. I'm glad your channel's been growing. I know that the Backbreaker Wrestling with the SD Syndicates has actually been showing up real well too. Attaboy, Roberts. The timing was off on the first one. So we have literally had every match tonight have a jump start. Two of them didn't work out too well. Jesus! You see the release on that suplex? Wow. Sorry, I just want to see what Archer wants to pull off next here. He's just obliterating this guy. Sounds like Bullet Club starts. Yeah, well, Mel, like, if this happened on a WWE show, I think everybody would absolutely go ballistic. And that's it. So they did need a 2-minute squash because we already had a 20-second squash earlier tonight. So, and with the fact that we have 40 minutes left, we got a battle royal, we got Sting's announcement, Murder Mohawk victory. Yeah, like, this is Archer's first appearance back on Dynamite. Hell, I think the last time we saw him was way back when he took on Adam Page in a Texas Death Match for the AEW World Championship. It's been a year almost. But of course, Archer's at home, right? This is in Texas tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot. We got to get the... Kane NG PW after wrestled with Alex Zane for tour. Yeah, like they've been... Yeah, he's been doing most of his work in New Japan, and he's actually been on social media getting a little upset over the fact that he's not getting enough work in AEW, which I don't blame him. He's pissed because he lost to Danielson last week. Andre and you okay. Murder sauce. So Swerve's looking to take out the Bullet Club or the Elite again. All right, here we go. I'm still predicting that this is going to be Sting announcing his retirement in Full Gear. And I think Houston was actually the place where Sting made his debut, was it not? But the fact we haven't seen him with Darby for a few matches now in this whole... Yeah, we still got to see that Nick Wayne and his mom interview. So we'll go from here. We'll go to the... we'll probably go straight to the Nick Wayne interview, which makes a lot of sense because Sting... Because Sting was involved with that whole thing at Wrestle Dream there when the Adam Copeland debut happened. I love that I have the same jacket without any monogram on it. Think he'll retire completely or just from in-ring action? I just think he'll... I think he just walks away. Yep, that's the word. Yeah. He's either doing this or he's pulling a Mark Henry on us. I will never retire. See the Full Gear logo in the background? It actually makes a lot of sense. Oh, here come the boos. Don't tell me you're going to get Sting and Flair for a final match. Okay. Don't scare us here. We don't need another Flair match. Everybody knows what's coming. Uh-huh. Do you really want to smell the arena, Sting? Okay. Yeah, it does. You're falling off stages all the time. Oh, God. Oh. Uh huh. That's what every wrestler says. Now, come on. Trying to get this over, but Rosenberg. Woo. Well, there it is. Okay. So we're probably gonna get Sting and Darby for March 2024. You know what? It almost feels like it. Sting's done everything he can do, and the fact that he's gotten Darby to where he needs to be right now. And Sting has done like tons more than what he was expected to when he started. Sorry, I'm a little bit aghast right now. Like I remember all the Sting matches going in. We're gonna do a bit of a Sting retrospect. It's one thing I want to work on a little bit more. I'm trying to mix up the gaming and the wrestling a little bit. We're gonna do. I think next year we're gonna getting into Revolution. We're gonna do a little bit of a retrospective into Sting. I do know that I have Fire Pro Wrestling World. I think we might try a little bit of that with Sting in that. Get involved. Think he'll retire completely or just for interim? I think he walks away. And there's our picture once again. But yeah, let's get back into this here. Like, remember, we have Sting. With all the things that Sting has done for wrestling in general, he has been the icon. He was the one guy, no matter what anybody says. And this was brought up at WrestleMania 31, and ultimately it was the reason why he lost to Triple H. Sting was the one guy from WCW who would not leave for WWF. He completely was loyal. He's loyal to a fault, and he will do everything he can to make a situation as good as he can make it. And he's improved Darby Allin. He's gotten AEW viral more than once. But if you think of it this way, do you want to be known as the guy that it almost feels like in some ways that people are making jokes at some of the stuff that Sting's doing now? To like diving off stages and whatnot, and a 63-year-old man shouldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. And it just, yeah, it almost feels like it's time to just, it's been great. Let me enjoy my retirement now. Doesn't need to be on the road as constantly. And starting in January, we're going to get an influx of talent coming in. There's more than enough people to help out with stuff. But yeah, I was a huge NWO homer in the 90s, so I wasn't a Sting. But once a few years passed, and ever since, I wish Sting would have beat Hogan clean, then have a good run as champion. I will say this forever. That man will be known as Hogan. Read lips all you want. And to me, it just... Sting deserved a lot better than what he got overall. Sting being that third man in the NWO, I'd really be interested to see how that works out. That would almost be a fantasy booking idea that I'd love to see threshed out a little bit if Sting ended up being the third man and Hogan ended up not being. I think that would have made a little bit more sense to put Hogan over in that sense, but by the way, shout out to the production department for getting the video done exactly on time this time. So is Nick Wayne's mom an actress or something, or a wrestler, or... Dead silence. And JR's like, why am I... Ugh. Wow, okay. Gonna start heading to bed and sleep off the skull before... All right, Mel, you have yourself a great night. You take care. Oh, that was a good slap. Wow. Ah, good old Darby. Darby was waiting for that. That's actually an interesting twist on that. Yeah, like that's just a little bit of an out of the blue part. She actually made the trip to Saskatoon. That's like yeoman's work here. Like, seriously. Well, we're going to have this out here. That works. Oh, great. Darby don't care. It's a freaking human piñata. Sting, you were just out here having an emotional moment. You shouldn't be out here again. The hell? Nick's already bleeding?
One more for the good guys.
So how many pay-per-views before Revolution 2024? 2, I do believe. We just got Full Gear and Revolution as the current schedule, but we could have more. There is a rumor that there are going to be more pay-per-views in AEW, but right now, currently, there's only 2 scheduled. They only do 4 a year. By the way, thank you for the follow there, Miss Rot, Miss Queen Rot, Rotom. Forgive me if I got a little wrong there on the name, but so yeah, this actually makes sense that they did run this a little bit longer here. We're only, but yeah, Revolution I do believe is. That wouldn't surprise me if Nick Wayne lost a tooth. Probably ate the light. It's what happens when somebody's not used to being in the sidelight. Sad to see Sting's career end. Yeah, like we were actually talking about it. Like it's tough to see him leave, but at the same time, it's almost cathartic in many ways. As we're getting the rundown of what's going to be going on here for the rest of the week. Silver Cabian and Zay taking the winner taking on Cassidy. All right. And the BCC taking on. All right. Could we see a title change twice in 2 weeks here for the tag titles? Miro and Action Andretti. That's going to be something. After could CJ Perry come down and actually change the results of that match? We got another interview? Oh, here we go. Whoa! All right. Willow versus Chris. So remember the PWA Women's Top 10 gets a shot at the TBS Championship. That's going to be fun. Do you see Jimmy suspended from WWE for a little bit after what he did? I could also see them coming up with some excuse for him not to get to Saudi Arabia. That might be it. Last week you mentioned a possible Toni Storm faction, but it seems like they may be setting up a Julia Hart women's House of Black. Yeah. There's Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale. They both have the black eyeliner. So I can almost see Cassidy and Sabian next Saturday. If I had to pick somebody for that match, you get the rematch of one of the most unique matches, period. 2.0, once again, going to get their butts handed to him by the Acclaimed. Hook and RVD as a tag team in Philly. Gee, like that's not going to go over like Rover. Oh, this is going to be fun. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you're all here to enjoy it with me as well. It is, for those that are new here, we do the AEW Dynamite Sidecast every Wednesday night. We do some special occasions, like we'll be doing Full Gear this year as well, but yeah, we're going to have our Battle Royal coming up next year, so they're going to take some time filling up the ring, so get a chance to do a little self-plugging here right now. Yes, I know that sounds bad. I'll throw that right there for you just to get it out of the way. If you guys are around the next couple days during the day, I will be on here. Tomorrow it'll be Cereza and the Lost Demon with the Bayonetta Origins. Friday's going to be NBA 2K24, the WNBA Be a Player. We're going to see maybe we can get close to wrapping up the regular season, see if we can get close to the playoffs. Saturday. Right now, it looks like we might be doing a little Jackbox Saturday night. If anybody's interested, stop by. I'm going to be here with Kayla J. We're going to catch up over the last few weeks, talk about a few things that have been going on lately, and go from there. And then from there, might be on Sunday, but I doubt it. The next time I'll be on is probably next Tuesday. These 2 weeks here have been a little scrambly for me. Obviously, you guys didn't know about the earlier one because of some other stuff, but now after next Tuesday, things should start settling down pretty good for me. All the drama I had to deal with this week, when I have to do it again, it should only be messing up one day's stream, because the next day I should have everything back together once again. But I'll have a full rundown here in the next couple weeks of exactly what our schedule is going to look like going forward in terms of what games we're looking forward to. And I do want to get, like I said, my goal for 2024 is to do a little more sort of a wrestling related games, like try to see, like we're talking about Sting's retirement here. I want to get a few games involving Sting in there. And not just wrestling games for that matter. I might find a way to see if I can get WWE Crush Hour here. If you guys haven't seen it, it's basically Twisted Metal with WWE wrestlers. You know, my buddy Walker Pipe Guy plays it and it has a lot of fun. So yeah, we got about 15 minutes here for the main event. And like we were talking earlier, it looks like... Oh, they're still filling the ringside up here. Yeah, we still... Are they going to allow those guys at ringside? The fact that Juice took on Christopher Daniels last week. Like, Christopher Daniels on Collision seems to be sort of a double shot at Punk. Oh, this should be fun. This should be fun. Wow. I love that the two guys that are not involved in the Battle Royal are in the ring. So by rule with AEW, the Battle Royal starts outside the ring and everybody gets in. And of course, MJF's got to watch it ringside, right? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Look at the Juice. Juice looking at him. I love how both guys want MJF for completely different reasons. I love the fact that MJF actually is facing up to the fact that everybody's gunning for him. Oh. Johnny TV trying, but not quite. Oh, wait. Seidel, well, 1 minute. Gotta love it when Seidel takes like all of 1 minute. Yeah, I'm getting paid. I'm out of here. Oh, are we going to get a dance off here in the middle of a battle royal? Well, I love that two. All right. Jeff. Don't act like you've been on drugs all week. Oh. And Johnny TV didn't do any of his, fancy battle royal stuff. Like the Kofi spot was originally Johnny Morrison's, right? So I would have loved him to see do something like that here, but he's not big enough at this point. Nice shot. So Hager says he's the sexiest man in wrestling. Apparently that report just came out. And I love some of the responses some of the ladies had. Dude, you're not even the sexiest Jake. Which, in many cases, is true because you got Jake something. Which I think many women consider a very, very nice-looking person. Matt's gone. I will say only having 12 people on this thing actually works out not bad. There's no best friends in this match, so there won't be a classic best friend save either. Touché. They're all too Hey, wait a second. There is. Jagger, you got mixed up there. There's Trent. Trent's in there. So Max just paid Dustin to get rid of Juice. That is... Oh, no, he didn't pay him for that. He paid him for this. Oh! It's a battle royal. Nobody cares. Boom! And Max is like, yes, I got it. That's amazing. Wonder how much he paid him there for that. But yeah, Trent Beretta's in there, so there theoretically could be. Rocks off, Juice Robinson. I'm going to have to get a field goal sound in this or something. I got to work on fixing my setup here. It's still a little off from when I unpacked everything. So forgive me if I feel weird, like reaching for buttons and whatnot here. But it's funny. MJF didn't pay Dustin to kick him out. He just here, hit him in the nuts for me. Here's some money. Sorry, I just quickly got a message there I had to respond back to, so sorry about that, chat. But yeah, like no eliminations during the break. That's actually not a bad thing either, so. But I'm just looking who's in the ring. It's almost obvious it's gonna be either it's either gonna be Caster or Robinson. It has to be at this point. There's nobody else that's really got a storyline here. So I'm just trying to figure out if there could be anybody else here, like Hager maybe, but that's still... I like the fact that, Garcia's holding on by both hands. Dustin goes and slaps one hand and the other one's there, and he slaps the other one doesn't move. It's like, what? Does your second hand grip strength just double when you lose one or something? Or... Well, Hager was pissed off at Caster about something. I love the fact that Phoenix misses a spot. They change the camera. Or is that Mystico? That actually looks like Mystico. That makes sense. Oh, Commander. Never mind. Jesus! How's your face? Commander just met canvas there. Oh, we got to get that destroyer in. So Dustin got that through. I love it. Last week, if you were here, there was a sign in the front row saying stop using Canadian destroyers. Now they got somebody in the front row saying keep using Canadian destroyers. I love this week by week fight that they're having. Yeah, the Canadian destroyer signs are awesome. So Hager's out. Beretta will probably be next. Oh, both of them are going. Never mind. Hardy's getting up too quick just as that happens, right? Yeah, decided to disappear. All right, here we go. Oh, Beretta's out. So I wonder. There's no way they could go with anybody else but Caster and. Could they do Garcia? I'd love to see something different. Here it is. Oh. Yeah, now they're going to fight. So Dustin's going to eliminate both. Juice is going to eliminate Dustin. And Caster's going to eliminate... Caster eliminate Juice. That would be the prototypical, stereotypical, normal... There it is. There's one. Oh, never mind. I'd love to see Garcia win this just for the lulz. Oh, and there goes Garcia. All right. This could... Garcia pulled Juice out. At least he's smart. Keep the... Oh. I was going to say, you could dislocate a knee, but he'll still be in the match. I love how MJF's like, yeah, we're going to have murder here. One kick. Oh, we're doing OT. And here's how he loses it. I love how the fact they got a random overrun this week. And that's why they're bringing up the graphic right now. Maybe they'll start doing the 805s. We'll finish at 805 here. Watch this. They both fall off at the same time. What are you doing, Juice? Juice is going up? Oh, no. Yep, we're getting a draw out of this. We're going to get a three-way next week. Which, dealing with Caster, that's a whole different topic. They're both going to fall off the top. Oh, never mind. Stop thinking and start doing. Here come the guns. Here come the guns. Where are the guns? Oh! Oh no. Roll quarters. Here it comes. The $24 ring. And that'll be it for that. And we got our winner. And of course, he's going to flip the finger that will get them kicked off the air. He's just got to turn it down one notch, like even half a notch. A quarter notch. All right, so we get MJF Juice next week. Yeah, they got to get off the air quick here, so... I'll say tonight was actually it was an okay. Let me just snooze this because we're only going to be on for about 5 more minutes ourselves, so don't need to worry about it. It was an interesting show of Dynamite. Kyle Fletcher stood up and showed off and had a hell of a match there. The ladies had a hell of a match. Emi Sakura and Hikaru Shida had a lot of stories carry on tonight. The Darby versus Nick Wayne saga is going to continue rather well here, I think. One of the biggest things I think we're going to get out of this episode is the fact that Sting announced his retirement for late February, early March for Revolution. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be Darby Allin in that last match, but we're 6 months out, so we really don't know what's going to happen. 4 months out, sorry. So we really don't know what's going to happen here, but it is, at least he put a date on it. So I do appreciate that Sting did that. He's just getting out to be honest about it. So, but other than that, great show as always. Carry us through the next week's going to be a very big storyline show for everything. Like, we're going to have more of the story about what's going to happen with Omega. Fletcher, I'm sure they're going to do something with him next week. We're going to have this MJF Juice Robinson main event, which is going to be 300 million shenanigans. It's amazing how Christian Cage and Adam Copeland are coexisting, but not at the same time in terms of storyline interaction right now, where it looks like Christian's got bigger things to deal with. Toni Storm, another excellent silent film, another pick. It's the cover of the Sammy Guevara. Basically, that's what that's doing right now, and it's actually good. And the fact that Saturday you get Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, they announced that. So that's going to be a hell of a fun match as well. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be a quick ending here. There was a lot of squash matches tonight. So the number of actual big time long range matches got taken away a fair bit here tonight. It was a very talky episode. And I think most people are going to remember Sting's retirement speech. That, to me, I love the fact that they had some great matches on, but at the same time, that's probably where they're going to end up with. So then, of course, you got Jay White and Penta, and yeah, everybody. I don't even know if people remember that by the end of the night, to be honest. So.